Let's connect. Yeah, we are on the broadcast, and thank you, viewers. Welcome to the a very special panel discussion by the eminent placement directors of the region country who have given their consensus to be available and take up your queries. We have started getting some hello messages from students, so it's a great opportunity to have to host the people who have defined the placement scenario in both private and government sectors. We have with us Dr. V. Samuel from VIT. To give a brief intro about Dr. Samuel, he is the director for training and placements with more than 22 years of experience into placements. VIT has been a very significant contributor in giving confidence to the young students about the opportunities and the possibilities of even a private college or any graduate college beyond IITs and NITs can make. It's a tremendous effort for creating a great uh, benchmark into bringing not only placements but engaging with corporates at a different level. And it is all the efforts of Dr. Samuel sir, and he has also taking his responsibilities to other campuses of VIT. Sir, we welcome you on behalf of the Young Indians Network, and it's a proud privilege to have you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation.
Sure. So we speaking about Young Indians. It's a founded in it's an 18-year-old organization, an integral part of CII, which works on a very much focused on youth empowerment. And presently, the COVID crisis and things were a concern for a lot of students, where we thought of bringing this platform and going live. So thank you so much. We have from the Devi Ahilya University, Dr. Govind Maheshwari. Dr. Govind Maheshwari is an academician, a very popular mechanical teacher known in Indore, and he's equally popular among the student community to be involved with them in all cultural, social, and most importantly, running placements in the Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya. So we welcome you, sir. Sir has been having more than 22 years of experience and has guided many MTech PhDs, and a great man and a friend for all of us who take care, who are into the placement fraternity. Welcome, Dr. Govind Maheshwari, sir, and hope you are
Thank you,
doing
sir.
good in this COVID
Yeah, thank you very
scenario.
much, Dr. Thank you very much, Dr. Anuj, for inviting me to the part of this esteemed panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Govind. We also have Dr. Shikha Agarwal, who is the head for centralized placements at RGPV Technical University. RGPV Technical University hosts more than 200, close to 200 professional colleges, and most of the engineering colleges in the state of Madhya Pradesh are affiliated to the State Technical University. Dr. Sunil Kumar Gupta, sir, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, has been always very vocal about taking student needs, and no better than Dr. Shikha makes it well executed, and definitely a lot of opportunities through centralized placement cells not only come to their institute but to all and every college of Madhya Pradesh. So ma'am is a new entrant to placements, but she has a very strong and long career as an academician, and somewhere she has been very closely working with the student fraternity. Ma'am, we welcome you to this panel discussion, and we see a lot of UIT RGPV students making noise seeing you on the screen.
Thank you so much, Anusa, for giving me this opportunity. I thank you, YI Bhopal, for inviting me on this panel discussion. And a very good afternoon to Dr. Samuel, Professor Himani, Dr. Govind, and Dr. Anuj Garg. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So we have a very dynamic, young, and a lady who is known in the corporate world very often than the colleges. Professor Himani Sood. She's a group director for Chandigarh Group of Colleges, a very renowned college, talked like the VIT of North. So somewhere she has been very instrumental in bringing a lot of corporates to her college, and also contributing to the state of Chandigarh and Punjab with a lot of state level drives. She has been one of the forerunners in organizing off campus placements and pool campus events, not only for her own college, but has been helping the colleges of the region. And peculiarly, she is not only taking care for engineering hiring, but a lot of MBA, hotel management, and all the courses of Chandigarh group of colleges. A corporate with a corporate and an academic experience, a blend of both, and a lady which a lot of placement officers inspire and feel jealous of. Welcome, Himani, to this panel discussion.
Thank you, Anuj. Thank you for taking up this brilliant initiative. And you've made my month by calling me Young and VIT of North.
Great. So, with Samuel sir giving a smile, that is an endorsement. So, he will be more happy to have something in the north shaping up for the career of the students. So, welcome all students. This is I really on behalf of students, I really thank all the distinguished panels. Dr. Ajay Rana has some urgent meeting. He will very soon join us, but this is a right platform and a very good opportunity in this COVID crisis to connect and open up the discussions on what would be the possible scenario of campus placements with respect to hiring for the freshers 2021. We'll be discussing in this panel more on the fresher hiring, and also how, if there could be some crisis in terms of students who are already offered, will there be a delay, how to utilize this. So since we have a good panel right now who will be taking care, so next 40-45 minutes we'll have a very meaningful discussion which can definitely solve a lot of issues which students are facing. So I would quickly would like all of you to give a brief about your journey. Like you joined the academic institution.
This
Yes.
is you, Dr. Anuj, who
Yeah.
introduced you.
Okay. So yes, I am the chair for YI Bhopal, and working into placements for last 15 years. Thank you, Himani, for reminding that I should introduce myself. So I have been working into placements for last 15 years. I have seen a tremendous change in the state of Madhya Pradesh, how the placement scenario has changed, and it's always a great learning with young kids, and they are the very great source of inspiration for me to take things forward. And people on the panel on the screen are a big motivation for me to take and contribute and continue contributing towards the placements. Thank you, Himani, for this. And taking forward, I'm excited to know with Dr. Samuel about his journey into placements and how in his 22 years he has seen so many changes. So in few lines, if you can just give a brief intro.
Yeah, thanks, Anuj, for the invite, and it's definitely a privilege to be part of this elite panel. And it's also good to get connected with the students. So I joined VIT in 1998 as assistant placement officer. Now it's been 22 years at VIT, grew as director of placements and training. So when I joined in VIT, we had about 5 companies visiting VIT for placements in 98. So now it's about last couple of years been 700 companies on campus for recruitments. So I have been groomed by VIT. So we had I cannot take all the credit for myself. It is VIT or the system or the motivation given by the management to grow has made me to work and make laurels to me as well as for the institution as well. So I would like to thank the management for giving me this opportunity to grow there. And so what I think I could see a lot of placement officers also joining this conversation. What I would say is actually with regard to the placements, slotting, and other things, we have always been transparent in whatever we are doing. So, in case in the process we have missed out on some companies in for some years, but the transparency and the ethics we follow in the placement process would yield long-term results. So let us not look at the short-term benefits. So we always looked at the long-term benefits, and we have been transparent in whatever we are doing. And we always create, see, obviously we cannot create jobs as a placement officer. So what we have done is we create an environment for our students, so by giving them seriousness about the placements. How difficult is it to get a off-campus placements when they go out, because they have to compete with thousands of students. When the opportunities are given by the colleges, they have to utilize it. So once they leave the opportunity, it's going to be very difficult. So we create an environment right from the first year when they step into VIT, giving them a lot of motivation, talking about the industry scenarios. And we have also a lot of external vendors who support us in our placement process, who create this environment. So if you ask me, my job is to get jobs for the students, and multiple jobs. So we give them an option for the students to choose their careers instead of it's not again trying to boast about VIT. In VIT, the student chooses his career rather than the company. And we give them a lot of inputs on how to choose their career. We also made mistakes in inviting some of the companies where the students careers were spoiled, but we take that as an experience, and we do not repeat such kind of mistakes in future. So going forward, would you like to talk about the present scenario now or later, actually, Anuj?
So we will take this in the discussions. So
Right. Okay.
your
Thank
journey and very humble and very honest views from a great person like Dr. Samuel, who has been a torch bearer for placements for most of us. So calling out to Himani, we just wanted to hear that what brought you to placements and how was your journey.
You put me in a
Definitely, you
thick
started
spot.
from scratch. Yes.
You've put me in a thick spot because I have to speak after Samuel, sir. So can't speak much. But whatever brief, whatever little. So I joined Chandigarh University, erstwhile Chandigarh Group of Colleges, about 13 years back. Before that, I was with my alma mater in Pune. And before that, I was working in the industry. It has been a beautiful transition from the corporate world to the other side of the table. A very satisfying career because I have been able to provide opportunities, future to so many students. And as Anuj mentioned earlier, also, my concentration has been in developing the entire region. You know, North India was not looked very bright at initially when I joined in. People were very concentric on hiring from South India. So it was a tall task for me to get and convince companies to come into North India. And with God's grace, it's been possible that I've invited a lot of companies to come in and look at talent from all the 6 states of North India. So I've been doing a lot of joint campuses for all the 6 states. A wonderful experience. We aspire to be the VIT and the IIT, and industry has been very kind. We have about 108 industry collaborations already, and the entire intent is to run industry collaborative courses and bridge the industry academia gap in a fashion that we provide more employable and deployable students. Thank you, Anand.
Thank you, Imani. You have always been an inspiration, not only for us, but a lot of your students and people around in North India. So, over to Govind sir. आपसे we would like to hear कि how was your journey from a professor. अब आप placements देख रहे हैं in a double role of taking MTech classes, engineering classes. Anytime I call you, आप यही बोलते हो कि यार अभी क्लास ले रहा हूँ, मैं कॉल बैक करता हूँ. So how is just a small of your journey, sir?
Thank you, Anuj. Thank you very much. As such, I joined IIT in the year 2000 as an assistant professor in mechanical engineering department. Still, I am a faculty over there, and still there are many students under me who are undergoing PhD as well as MTech programs. And the extra responsibility of placement that has been imposed on me, that was in 2007. And from 2007 till date, I am looking after the placements not only of IIT, but of DAVV Indore holistically in whole. It's a very good journey. It's only because of the placement that I met you people. I met people like you who are always helpful to me. And being in the government institute, it's a bit difficult for us to call the companies over here in Madhya Pradesh, Hindi speaking state. It's really a very difficult. No one knows better than Dr. Anuj, who is looking after the placement of the number one private college in Madhya Pradesh. But I am very much happy with what I have achieved as such. What Dr. Samuel was saying, that same thing I want to say, that we provide the platform and the opportunity to the students to get into the corporate world, and then it all depends on their work and their skills. But what we provide, we always provide them the platform and the opportunity. And I can also say one thing, that in 2013, or rather in 2014, we were the only government institute and the government university all across India where all the 5 mass recruiters came for the campus hiring. That was Accenture, Wipro, Infosys, Cognizant, as well as TCS. And they have gone only to the 2 private universities. One of them was VIT, other was SRF. And we were the only government institute where these 5 institutes visited us on the dream slot or day one slot. And the number of students in our case, it's only 600. Of these 600, these 5 companies came. So really, I am very happy regarding the performance of our students as such, the students of Madhya Pradesh. But we should not be complacent. It's still a long way to go. Thank you, Anuj.
Thank you, Govind sir. I think there's some technical issue. We lost Himani, but she'll be back. And in the meantime, Dr. Shikha, a brief about you and the RGPV University both, so that a lot of RGP students would be listening, so they feel very much connected. And yes, Shikha ma'am.
Okay. Thank Dr. Shikha. I am right now associate professor in computer science and engineering department, and at the same time, now I am also appointed as a director of training and placement department of RGPV. I joined RGPV in 2007. Previously, I was in SCTI Vidisha, and I joined there as an assistant professor in computer science and engineering. There, I was doing my research. I was quite happy with the work I was doing, and research and teaching students and interacting with students is my passion. This gives me energy. The energy of student basically energizes me to things. The students always come to me and they share their not only their problems related to studies, but also their personal problems. So this gives me a boost up, and this makes me very popular among the students. And we started e-entrepreneurship student cell in RGPV 3 years back, and this cell was doing very good. This cell has taken very good initiatives, and we did lots of activities to build entrepreneurship in our college. And I think because of this, our honorable Chancellor sir has given me this opportunity. So I thank the honorable Chancellor for showing responsibility of director training and placement. I had just joined it in May. So I'm a newcomer. I'm still learning what is the placement scenario is, and how this training and placement cell works. So coming back to Anuj sir, this is all about.
Thank you, ma'am. I think there's some internet connectivity issues, so I hope it will be very soon resolved. And thank you, ma'am. Not just as a person, you represent a great organization and entire Madhya Pradesh. Thank you so much, ma'am. So taking forward, when we announce this panel discussion, we get a lot of questions, and in the interest of the time, we thought of taking few of them, which will be in lines to the situation and the crisis which we all are going. So would like to discuss on the first, which is definitely the COVID situation, they go for the fresher hiring. So, what are your views that the COVID situation, how it is going to impact? What would be the learnings? How it can be converted from a crisis to an opportunity? So, opening comments from Dr. Samuel, because he already has done some very good placements, a good kickstart for 2021. So, Dr. Samuel, sir, we would like you to open this batting with a. Definitely, you made a century, but yes, we would like to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, our placement process is like this actually. So, we usually start our PG internships in the month of May, and our training usually happens in the month of March. So, when we were planning, so this is going to be a case study sort of thing actually, what we have done. Which also will give you some insights of how the process is going to go forward in the future for the current batch of students. So we did all our training, the placement orientation in instead of March. The entire campus was vacated, was completely under lockdown. So we did everything on the Microsoft Teams. We had a virtual classroom. What we would have otherwise done with a physical classroom, we did all our training having 60 students in a batch. Usually we outsource our training. So with the professional trainers, we did the training, and we started off with the placement. So there was a lot of confusion, and nobody was ready to take a decision whether to start the recruitments or not, because we have a huge number of PG students. So we started inviting the companies in the month of May, and we started our recruitments by last week of May. As on date, again, it's not trying to boast what VIT has done. We were able to get about 40 companies that have already finished their 2021 batch hiring for our PG internship, because we have a 10-month internships for all the PG students, both 2-year MTech software engineering, and MCAs. So we were able to attract or able to convince 40 of them doing a remote process, and about 340 students have been placed as on date. So the points that need to be taken into account is, was there any technical glitches when we did this selection process? Yes, there was some teething problems. Our entire placement process is a digital process, in the sense even before the COVID. So we have our own placement platform where we have the students database. The resumes also are on soft copy. So we have sent those details to the companies, and the companies have used their platforms. So in fact, the institution did not provide any platforms for the selection process. So they had their own interview tools and online test rules, and they did the selection process. So as a student, you need not worry about your technical connectivity, the bandwidth connectivity. What should I use? Should I use a Zoom? Should I be well versed with Skype? All this will be taken care by the companies that come on campus. So you need not worry about the technical part of it. The companies are also were in the sense, actually they were accommodative, in the sense some of the interviews, when they were unable to do because of the technical glitches, they postponed the interviews. They did another round of interviews, so that the benefit of doubt was given to the student. So the companies are now accommodative. They have understood the entire situation. So you need not worry. We are also planning to start our BTech placements from the 13th of July, and the entire thing is going to be again in the remote process. So as a student, you may think actually whether there will be a lot of doubts in your mind whether you will get a campus placement this year. Yes, for sure, you will definitely get a campus placement. That's a positive note from the interaction what we had with the industry. Though some of the companies may delay the process, so all of us should understand all the IT or IT enabled companies cannot survive without a fresher. So in case if you could see a lot of industry news coming in saying that they have retrenched 30,000 employees, 40,000 employees, or 20% of the employees have been laid off, you need not worry seeing all these news. So definitely they will have to have their freshers in the companies to run the company. So But having said that, you should not be complacent in preparing for your selection process. So the next 1 month or 1 month is going to be very, very crucial for you, because most of the companies will start hiring in August, and the bigger companies like the IT services companies will come in September for recruitments. So you will have to prepare yourself, because it's very difficult for you as a student. I know, because my son is also a student in a college actually. In the sense, you have to get motivated yourself to start preparing for the nobody is going to come and tell you that you have to prepare for the selection process. So you will have to prepare for your selection process. You also build your resume. So there's 1 month time. So in case if you are able to get an online internship, do it and put that on your resume, which will add a lot of value. You do some online courses like Coursera or Udemy. So I'm not saying that these courses are uh, authorized by the companies, but they see the learning quotient in you, whether the self learning quotient, whether have you taken an initiative during your summer vacation in doing some of the courses of your interest. This would add lot of value when you go and sit for the selection process. And also there are a lot of technical contests being hosted by many of the companies now. Please do participate. You need not be a winner, so you participate and put that in your resume saying that you participated in the selection process. So that would add value whenever you go for the selection process. To conclude, I would say that there will be some technical issues when you start the selection process, but that's not an excuse. So both for the institution as well as for the students, the opportunities are going to be more, though it may be delayed this year. What I foresee is in case if we had 100 companies visiting during July and November, it may be 50 or 60. But this 40 or 50, which the companies which could not visit in this semester, you will have a big season starting from January to April. Hopefully, by the God's grace, actually, we would get the vaccine and other process going on for the eradication of corona. Even if it is there, you will see a lot of companies recruiting from January to next April. For that to happen, you will have to start preparing from now for the recruitments that are going to happen from August to September. The caution I could give you is, don't be choosy this year. Whatever comes your way, take it and aspire. Have one offer and then start aspiring for the others. Don't have a feeling that anyways IT services companies are mass recruiters. Anyways, they are going to recruit. They are all not into charity. The selection process, even before the COVID, actually has become much more tougher for them. Unless otherwise, you prepare well, you put your hard work, brush up your fundamentals. It's going to be difficult, but definitely the openings are there. The challenges will be there, and I wish you all the best for the upcoming placement process. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And this has given a lot of light to the clouds which were there among the students. So I remember I was speaking to one of the national head of a very prominent bulk recruiter. So he said, Anuj, make your students, ask your students to be ready with the luggage at the platform. The train can come anytime. So it's like we definitely have an experienced person like you who is adding these comments. So Himani, just wanted to, if you want to add something, how would be the COVID would bring some changes, positive, negative areas of concern. So how you feel the north part of India and definitely as a whole, how would be the changes in this scenario? And then we come to Govind sir. Himani, please.
All right. Unprecedented times, Anuj, but we'll all have to adopt to the new normal. You know, they say, well begun is half done. So with VIT already doing 40 companies, we've also taken some baby steps. We've also had some X number of companies for MTech hiring and PG internship hiring. We are also in the process of starting our campus recruitment process by the 15th of July. So I believe that there was a lot of ambiguity around whether placements are going to last, what is going to be the fresher hiring scenario. But with God's grace, I feel that the situation is not grim. It might take longer, as Dr. Samuel said, that instead of having a 1 semester hiring piece, we might have a 2 semester hiring piece. It would be a 11-month long struggle for students. But I can assure each student right there that if the student is capable, has the kind of goal which the industry is looking for, this year is going to be like any other year for any fresher student passing out. Fresher base has to be large. Companies have been very positive throughout the COVID situation. We've not heard of many offers being revoked. Companies, 95% of the companies are honoring their 2020 joinings. People are joining on time. There's a virtual onboarding process which is happening for the first time in the country. So there's a lot of good news sailing across everywhere. The only request that I would want to have with each student is that be ready to be to be shining in these difficult times, equipping themselves with different modules, different courses which were not heard about, ample time to build your technical and soft skills. So COVID has provided an opportunity to various students to explore the new in thing that they have in them. And I think the situation is not going to be grim and it's sun shining all over. And with the COVID vaccine coming in, my husband is a doctor. He keeps assuring me that it's going to be in very soon and we're going to develop herd immunity and things are going to be in normal in the coming months as soon as possible. And I think the situation is positive and there's nothing much to worry. Only urge with every student is equip yourself well, build yourself, build your resume, build your technical skills, and giving your best, all the very best. And I'm sure things are going to be better.
So, Dr. Govind, any comments you want to add, seeing the Madhya Pradesh scenario and how COVID kitna problem karega, nahi karega?
Yeah, thanks, Anuj. As such, that's a very heartening news that I got from Himani Soon ma'am that COVID vaccine is coming soon because her husband is a doctor. So that's a very authentic news.
I said very soon.
Very soon. And yesterday I read in one of the newspapers that it's coming on 15th of August. As such, they might be launching on 15th of August. And that's a very good news because end of the day, it depends on the sentiments of the people. The placement, each and everything, each and every sector depends on the sentiment of the people. Now, because of this positive news, not only the share market, but the sentiment of the people, that will be a positive thing. Now again, Dr. Anuj, regarding your question that, yeah, definitely COVID-19 will have a turbulence effect on the nation's economy. It has a turbulence effect on the nation's economy. And more or less, it will affect the placement also. But having said that, am I audible now?
Absolutely.
Anuj, am I audible? Yeah. Having said that,
Yes.
we have faced a similar sort of problem earlier also in 2008 and 2009 when there was a global meltdown. And at that time, we were resilient at that time. Then this time also, I think so institute and industry will come out stronger. Having said that, I want to say to the students of 2021 batch, those who are passing out in 2021 batch or those who will be appearing for the placement rise, need not to worry about that thing, the companies are coming or not. Definitely the companies will be coming, but the situation will be not what it was last year. You can't be choosy this year, that what Dr. Samuel have told. You can't be choosy. It should not be like that mass recruiter are coming or the hame mass recruiter mein nahi jana. It should not be like that. You have to get one job so that the burden is off from your mind. First thing. Second thing, there is nothing like core companies or the mass recruiters or the generic companies. It's nothing like that. What I want to tell to the student from mechanical engineering stream or civil engineering stream, there is no word like core company in this scenario. Because the thing is that either you go for the core company or for the mass recruiter or for the IT sectors, definitely you are working in front of the computer, you are working with the softwares only. So it's a very good time. Please utilize this time in improving your skills, in improving your resume. And definitely coming coming August, the companies will be coming, they will be recruiting you. And I think so. That might be, I don't know, but I think so from January onwards, there will be a lot of demand for the offers, lot of demand. Once the vaccine is there, I'm saying this will be a very good scenario for the recruitment process. But the student should not be complacent. Complacency should not be there.
So well said. It's time for India to be stronger, and no one less than the youth. We all have spent more than a decade of our life into placements, 15 to 20 years. So we all look at youth that this is an opportunity for you to test yourself. So don't look at an easy thing. And there will be definitely a national level competition like JEE, and the best will survive and the best will get an offer. And digital will give definitely good opportunities for students to participate. Dr. Samuel has bring a lot of good inputs, like participating in contests in all the possible companies coming up with I don't want to name, but just for namesake, some bulk recruiters like TCS, Core Vita, or Hack Within FITQ, or a bunch of contests are already live. So definitely India as a country can grow when our youth feel confident about their skills, about the system which we had. The IT sector is going to be the next phenomenal thing with the IT. Definitely the COVID, one thing which was active in COVID was IT. Whether you were watching Netflix or you were ordering something from an e-commerce site, it made IT actually made you to be at your home and enjoy the pleasures and the connectivity with your loved ones, the video chat and everything. So IT definitely is going to be more important, and maybe there would be a change of IT into core sectors is what we all feel. And India with a massive youth population, well educated IT youth population, can bring a possibility of leading the country to the next level with the next big wave digital, which definitely professors and placement officers of such big institutions, their contribution, and finally the students who are going to play a major role. You guys have to kick the ball to the goal. We can just guide you to go left and right. So thank you for putting all these inputs. I would now like to go to the next question, that how we already had around 2 to 3 months students at home. The Netflix account is now exhausted. No new movies coming in. So definitely some students have made some good efforts of doing courses in Coursera, Udemy, some projects and all. So what could be the final 15, 20 days or 1 month preparation now with the placement season to start? Because now it's not only about our college students. A lot of colleges, their placement department could not reach out, and taking India as your own college, all colleges as your own college, next 15 to 20 days, what students should prepare? गोविंद सर, मैं आपसे पहले पूछता हूँ, then I go to Himani and then to Samuel sir, because Samuel sir के बोलने के बाद we don't have any points left. So just going in an opposite fashion, sir. Govind sir,
have the finishing line, Anuj.
I
will be at the last, Himani. The third will be you first. We are getting some good questions. Yes, sir. Govind sir, please, sir.
Yeah. Briefly, before I answer your question, many of the movies are lined up on OTT. So it's not like that. Many of the new releases are on OTT. So July month is full packed with the OTT, as well as there is a match between West Indies and England also. The cricket match, they have started. So it's not like that. OTT platform, all of them have been exhausted. It's not like that. Now, coming to, on serious note, coming to your question, the skills required by the student. As such, student, we need not to tell them. They know each and everything, because students always see their seniors, what they have done, how they are prepared, and how they have got selected in any of the organization. Not only the organization, how they have got the placement, as well as how they have gone for their further studies. So students know each and everything. Now the thing is that the situation has provided them that time where they can really enhance their skills. This situation has provided them that time. Now companies always seek individuals who not only possesses the skill set for the specific job. company will always seek that thing. You need not to be that full knowledge of that any skill, but as such, you should be aware of that skill. Then the online course should be there. Only most of the students have done the online courses, and once you have done the online courses, then please you have to put that thing in your resume. And the student, they should not have done the online course just for the namesake. Now they should be able to solve the real world problem. When the students are eager to solve that real world problem, it will be a boon for them during their placement scenario. So, and last but not the least, this is a thing which each and every one of us will tell each and every of our students: the project that they are doing in their coursework, in their curriculum. Because company people will always ask that project will be a live project. The companies will always ask for the live project. It should not be the theoretical project. It can't be like that. So I think so. These are the most important aspects that students should own upon.
So, anything you want to add, Himani, about this time where to what Govind has said?
I think Govind sir has mentioned it all. I would just like to add in that remain positive, keep your options open. Don't be very concentric. Grab the opportunity which comes to you the first, and maybe brush up your skills the last, how much ever you can, and remain positive. There's nothing to worry.
Dr. Samuel, sir.
So next 15 days, I will tell what we are doing at VIT is actually. So I think that can be followed by everyone. So you would have prepared for your aptitude test long back. So this 15 days is going to be a crucial thing in brushing up all your aptitude test. Practice as many aptitude tests as you can. So there are a lot of portals. If you are not part of HackerRank or any of the coding portals, please do join and start practicing coding. So why I'm saying coding is, even if you are a mechanical or a civil student, all the IT, even the IT services companies that recruit from all the branches, they have added programming as one of the important component in the selection process. If you see the selection criteria, when these companies included this component in their written test, before 3 years they were not giving much importance while they shortlist people for the interviews. So if you take the last couple of years, so that is also being given a lot of weightage. If you name the company like TCS, Cognizant, they have Capgemini, so they have different names for their components for the coding. So you may have aversion towards coding, but that's going to be the new normal unless otherwise you practice your coding and aptitude. It's going to be difficult. So next 15 days you should practice aptitude and coding before you go for the selection process. Build your resume. There are a lot of resume builders. And the interview, the soft skills, this also you have to practice before you go for the interview selection process. There are a lot of videos on how to attend virtual interviews. We have done it with our own professors, our own trainers, how to attend a virtual interview. So please do. You can, if you go and see the YouTubes, actually you can have experts talking about what are the do's and don'ts in a virtual interview. So that's going to be important because yeah, it's not going to be that easy when you start attending a virtual interview when compared to the regular face-to-face interview. So what are the do's and don'ts? Please do visit any of the videos given by the experts, so that would help you in sitting for the when you sit for the placements. So the key thing is prepare for your aptitude test and coding test, and also brush up your fundamentals, in the sense if you are whatever subjects, the fundamental subjects you have learned in your third semester and fourth semester, please do brush up the subjects. You can also Google and see what are the technical, because in case if there is a company coming in for your campus, usually the placement office gives about a week or 1 week or 10 days notice. Please Google and see what are the technical questions that were asked during the interviews. So that will give you some insights on what you need to prepare from your subjects that you learned during your third semester and fourth semester. So this is what you're going to do. You have to do for the next 15 days when before you start attending the campus recruitments. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And definitely this next 15 to 20 days or a month is very important for all freshers to wrap up whatever they have learned in their 4 years of engineering, to look at their aptitude, to look at all the possible things which a company is looking at. This is the time when you have to perform, and most important, believe in yourself, because until and unless you believe in yourself, a person who is going to hire you is not going to believe you. So it's a fun. Take this ride as yes.
One thing, coding is must, irrespective of whether the students are from the IT background or from the mechanical non-IT background. Because programming in any language, that will do, but he should know how to do the programming. Because whether he or she is selected in the core organization or in the IT sector, he should be knowing the coding. So it's not like that the mechanical student used to say that sir coding nahi aati hai. It should not be like that. Coding is must for each and every student, irrespective of any stream.
See, yes, mechanical students are very much appreciated by companies when they know coding. You all know that the next automobile boom will be on smart vehicles, and when you say smart, it has to have a logic or a chip which can be coded. So you guys have one of the best knowledge, but somewhere you have a resistance of doing coding. Dr. Govind always have this concern. Coming from mechanical department, he always wants his students to outperform computer science students because they know the technology, the inheritance of the code, but they're unable to express in terms of programming. And just take out that fear. Just face your fear. Let that coding, all communication skill fear. Just face it. You will overcome it. So from a psychology point of view, maybe I deal with a lot of students, so I'm now more into psychology of things. But a very good question from students about what are the must skills. Bhavit Mathur, we have been showcasing few questions of students. So Bhavit Mathur asked, what are the must skills? Must bare minimum. Without them, you cannot sail through with a good offer. So Himani, your points. Then we go to Samuel sir, and then Govind sir. You are on mute, I think. Yeah. You are on mute, Himani. I think Himani, we could not listen. You are on mute. Okay, I think there's some issues. I think you are on mute. You have. So, anyways, so Samuel, sir, you come and we'll probably there's some technical glitch. I'll just try to resolve it. Yes.
So as Professor told, when you say must,
the must skills for placements. Yes.
So definitely that's what Professor Maheshwari sir also told. Actually, you should have knowledge in programming, whether you want to go into IT or even core. So I will also give you some examples. There are companies like Ford, Hyundai, who were visiting earlier for placements. They were recruiting only mechanical and EEE students. So of late they have gone for
ऐसे कुछ हो तो आप log out करके log in कर लिया करिए. I think some issues.
Even in mechanical students, they see whether they have coding skills, whether they have done some projects on a coding platform. So the must skill is actually you should have at least knowledge of any of the programming languages. It need not be Java. It can be C, C++, whatever you have learned in your curriculum. I would pick up that as the must skill, one of the must skill when you start attending interviews. It would have been part of your curriculum. Please brush up your skills in case if there is a requirement, do some online course on the any of the programming languages. That you should have that as a skill in your resume. That's what I feel. Rest of it will be your aptitude and attitude that would matter when you go for the selection process.
Govind sir, you already added.
Dr. Samuel has already said each and everything. The must skill that he or she has to fulfill the eligibility criteria also. That means 10, 12, and B, it has to be more than 60%, 60% or more than that. So first, you have to fulfill that eligibility criteria. Second, you have to clear the aptitude test. Now, I don't need to tell anything about the aptitude because each and every student knows that this is the basic exam that they have to clear in order to get through in any of the organization. Then
Can
comes,
we hear?
am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, sir. Yes.
Am I audible right now? Am I
Yes,
audible?
yes.
Yeah. Now, the second thing, once you have cleared the aptitude test, no, the level, the standard of the aptitude test of any of the organization is not at what you will be getting for your GATE examination or in your CAT examination. It will be much lower than what you expect in the GATE or CAT examination. But then you have to clear the aptitude test, and then comes the most important thing. Again, the same thing I want to say, irrespective of the branch, you should know the coding. In many of the core organizations that coming to our university, that's Honda cars and the automobile sector, they are asking the programming, irrespective of the language. They are asking the programming from a mechanical engineer. So it should not be like that. It should not be any excuse that we don't want to do coding. Coding is only for the circuit branches. That's stupidity on your part. So it should not be like that. Coding has to be there. And please prepare your resume accordingly. It should not be like that. If you are writing any false in the resume, then definitely the person
जो
who
भी
is
आप अपने रिज्यूमे में लिखे हैं वो आपको आना चाहिए.
the person who is interviewing you, he is the experienced person. वो उसी समय पकड़ लेगा. So it should not be like that only.
So any comments? Yes, Himani, we missed something technical glitches.
Yes, I missed. Yes. So do not have technical glitches like me. Get your resume to be completely finalized. In my case, in my university's case, we were still struggling till about last week to complete our resumes. Have a hang on one programming language for sure, as everybody has mentioned. Coding is the new essential for any process as on today, whether it's a core company or a non-circuit company or a non-core company. It remains a must. Improvise on your soft skills and make sure that before you're entering into the process of any company, you're well read about that company. There have been a lot of scanty candidates coming in where they don't even know which company are they appearing for, or what the history or the genre or the genre of the company is.
And Anuj, Dr. Anuj, there has to be some uniformity in preparing your resume.
Absolutely.
So the best thing is give your resume to your friends and ask them for critics. The person who don't like you, start sharing and they will give you and you give them. This is how we do. Like we ask students to share with someone whom you don't know and then they will come back. ये boss तूने तेरी branch क्या ये तो बता. बोले क्या बात कर रहा है? I have not written my branch in my CV. So there has been sometimes that people more career objective. There's so much focus on the career objective they forget to mention their branch. So try to share your CV with a few of your friends. So coming back to we are on the verge of the closing of this discussion, and thank you so much all the dignitaries who joined.
You're able to kind of express what you've done. I've seen a lot of lacuna and a gap in what students have done and with what they do not arrive at interviews. Make sure that kind of gap is reduced.
Yes. So
Exactly.
so coming to definitely the scenario placement is all driven by business. So what sectors, Dr. Samuel, you think would be in demand for next 2 to 3 years, where a lot of possibilities of placements would come, a few niche areas in addition to the generic hiring of bulk, where there could be a good demand?
Yeah, so if you would have seen in last 4 or 5 years, there are, due to the US visa regulations, there are a lot of captives that have set up their centers in India. So if you see, when we say that consulting companies visit the engineering institutions for campus placements, you should not get confused that they are going to offer you a consulting role. It's all IT enabled and IT consulting roles. So going forward, you can expect a lot of these companies coming and hiring from the campuses. So it's not only IT services companies that will recruit. You will have a lot of captives, whether it is consulting, whether it is banks, whether it is analytics. So all of them will come and recruit, and they would definitely offer. So we have seen them offering good salary packages of 6 lakhs and above. So going forward, you can see these companies will outperform the numbers made by the. It's already happening in our campus. These numbers are being outperformed. The IT services numbers are getting outperformed by the captives that come on campus with big numbers. The eligibility criteria or the preparation is going to be the same. So you need to put in a little more effort what you would have done for an IT services recruitment, but you will get lot more opportunities from these sectors. That's what I believe. With regard to core engineering sector, so there will be a slump in the recruitments that we could see it in the previous years also. We are hopeful that the scenario would revive in the even semester. So you need to wait and see how the industry moves on. So the numbers are going to be less even if they revive. I'm being honest actually, so I don't want to give you false promises or false hopes actually. So the whole idea is whatever opportunities that come from these sectors, you should take that, and then you aspire for your core engineering job, which may come in the even semester. When we say these captives, the most of the captives they hire from all branches. So if you are good in programming, you will definitely get a chance of for sitting for this selection process. And I think the placement cells will definitely help you. Even if your branch is not eligible, we push those people who are good in programming to sit for the selection process. So I feel that these sectors will hire in big numbers in the current year as well as in the next 3 to 4 years of time, because most of them have set up their centers now and they have started hiring the freshers as well as the experienced people.
Definitely, we have to look at better avenues for the students to have a better offer. And we have with us Dr. Ajay Rana. He is he has a 20-year plus experience, and he's the dean of Amity University, also the senior vice president for Amity Group. He is advisor to Amity Education and also chairman of AUN Research Lab. Very few placement officers are of such research oriented as Dr. Ajay Rana, and more than the flagship of things he holds, he's a very kind person and a very humble friend. And I know he was in a very important stuck up urgent meeting, but he made it that yes, I will be there. I will be joining Anuj maybe later. So welcome, Dr. Rana. And we were all discussing about the COVID issues and how what is your foresee about how the COVID scenario will be a danger for this coming batch of hiring. आपके क्या विचार हैं सर?
Thank you, Dr. Anuj Garg, and thank you, Govindji, and my esteemed colleagues from the different part of the country. First of all, I thank to Anuj Garg that you invite me
we
on
also
this.
have Himani and Dr. Samuel from VIT.
Yeah, Professor Samuel and Dr. Himani, very good evening to both of you. So during this pandemic, yes, situation is very tough, but I am to be honest, with respect to all hiring, we all know that because I'm with Amity for last 20 years and I'm not joined Amity as a placement officer or as a placement head. I was just duty the faculty member. But we know that the companies hire only with respect to their demand. Now we should understand about the point of view with respect to the student, parents, and the upcoming batch for 2021. Now, first try to understand about how the company use this pandemic as a benefits. We know that the company hire from the campus. So, for example, 100% hiring. Every year, company hire the 50% through the campus recruitment, and 20% by their referral entry, and 30% by off-campus. Off-campus by in the month of March, April, May, or June, or July, due to some financial years. So they always take this as a 50% for the next year at the corpus. What about the next 20%? This time they will not hire the 20%. Now, the situation is that what is the call with respect to the placement heads, the placements officers, and the career of our student? If we take this call with a positive mind, you think that this time right now is the summer vacation. If that pandemic was not happened, that is the summer time, and our students are busy with a lot of other activities for their summer training, summer project, and many more. So the message to all my esteemed students across the country through your channel: first focus about the cutting edge technologies, whatever they have, because in the upcoming scenario, the trend is not only for the traditional education. You must involve yourself with respect to other market scenario. Point number 2, as a placement heads, it is our responsibility that we communicate or convince the company so that they will not defer their joining, or they will not deny the offer letters, whatever they promised to us. So these are the points. So, and third, what about 2020-21? I promise to you, as per my scenario, I have received many requests from the company side about 2021, about the post-COVID. Scenario is that because as per the government of India, the conditions as per the geographical and the international conditions, now there is more offers in India itself, because you will not able to find the persons from across other countries, though they will visit our country, or the vice versa. Yes, placement may be tougher this time, not in the month of September, but that is not a tough call. Placements may be up to January, February, March, April, May, or June, or July. But it is our responsibility that we will produce the good quality of the students. So, pandemic, yes, students have enough time to groom them, to realize them. Because I've seen many colleges. I'm with Amity for last 20 years. And I'm so sorry, I'm not here to promote Amity. All institutions have their equal right. All institutions have their own reputations. But Amity is not a charge with respect to our student with the name of placements. Now, it's a time to realize the student itself. Lot of available platforms, online free learning resources available. Government of India have launched many policies. But the student itself involve themselves. Otherwise, HR have a full right to deny them. Deny them means if some company hire the student from Bangalore to North India, what about their joining in the month of January, in the month of December? The parents are not send their kids from one location to other location. So that is my point. We take this pandemic as a student, as a future leader of our country, Mother India, or the mother world. It is our responsibility to produce a good talent as compared to the other countries.
बिल्कुल सही है Dr. Rana. It is very important for the students to go stronger and come up with this thing. Dr. Govind, we will have a quick word and then we go to the next question as we are already exceeding the time. Yes, Govind sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ajay sir. Thank you. After a long time, I'm seeing you. Thank you, sir.
Great.
Ajay sir,
So,
Anuj, Ajay sir ने जो बोला है, I want to add one more point. If the companies are coming to the university and they are hiring the student, then they should not change the norms during that at the time of joining. Many of the companies that we are finding this year, they have changed their norms at the time of joining, and now students are finding very difficult to join their organization. As such, you all are aware of many of these organizations. So it should not be like that. That's the responsibility of not only the organization as well as of placement officers also to look into such type of matters.
Definitely, placement officers are an important stakeholders. Yes, sir.
We should respect all the companies, those stakeholders, because there's a difference between commerce and a business. And the commerce means how to run a business, and a business means to earn profit. Yesterday, I see the one poster on this our group, and that is a very energetic poster by, I think, Samuel sir. And that poster gives a lot of speaks about the demand. And I take this poster as the one of the very positive manner. See how now our approach is not about the bulk hiring. We do not dependent only for the bulk hire. We have a lot of other companies. Last year, if we have if around 70 companies visit our campus, Now we should focus about 700 companies to invite in our campus, to hire at least one student by the one company, or 1500 companies in our premises. So we should change our strategy this time. We should place our students, those who are the dreamers or those who are the good knowledge as compared to other. Because knowledge, if we compare knowledge with any students, it is only for the 2 years. First 2 years, you will judge the students, but the entire career, entire path maybe depends on about their how they work and how they're about the involvement in any organization. So that is the mindset, and I congratulate to all this officer Samuel Sab, you really all the persons done their job very good, but try to understand the situation. Do not be panic. My the students, there's not about the less job in our country. You will find many job in our country, but it is up to you. Engineers in our country, every year 16 lakh students appeared in JEE every year. But how many got the engineers? Only 3 lakh, 4 lakh. You are a very limited person in our country, and you will run this the world. So it is up to your choice how to start your career as a startups, as a joint ventures, as a new innovation, as a patent, as a publications, or as a higher degree. That is from my side. Dr. Ajay ji, Dr. Anuj ji, and Dr. Govindji, Samuel ji, and Himani ji, very good evening to you.
Good evening. No,
Yes.
and there have been a lot of new sectors which have opened up. We've seen a lot of surge in pharma, biotechnology, e-com platforms, e-com sites, new startups. So there are a lot of sectors which are even opening up for placements this year. There has been a surge in their demand this year. So I'm sure there's a job for everybody available. Only thing is that you have to fit there. You have to be the best fitment around the place.
So we have one of the best endorsements from the placement gurus and the Bhishma Pitamas of placements, who have not by pushed but the choice. They have taken this from last 15 to 20 years, at least seen 3 to 4 big recession times. But the clear message to students is, please be stronger, because the journey is about to start. You have to not only get a job, you have to retain it and grow in the job. So I also would like to comment that but the has been a phenomenal journey. I just want to endorse and appreciate the work placement officers have been doing from last 20 years. So I remember my case when we used to struggle to get what we are, and there was no placement cells in colleges, to a place where we have wherever you find a poster of a college, mostly speaks about the placements and everything. So you guys are the makers, you are the colors of those posters, and a big salute to your commitment. And in this pandemic, definitely you have been worried for your families, but equally worried for the freshers. I at times become very sensitive and talk to Dr. Govind about how the exams and the final semester degrees are being delayed, which is definitely contributing to the late joining of students and adding to a lot of chaos and panic to students. But somewhere it is the need that placement should be brought to the mainstream, and we all as placement officers, and lot of all of us, we are few on the screen, but we represent a big large population of placement officers together, can contribute in making India more employable. We have all been doing this. So a final note, because we already have we exceeding the time. Dr. Rana, we could not just let you go. So in the final comments from all of you, starting from Himani, this time first is yours. So your final comment to the students, to the country, to all colleges, government, private, small, big, all taking them as your own college. What is your final comments and from you?
Anush, first of all, you said Bhishma Patama. You made it very gender specific. And let me tell you, gender diversity is the new normal again. So the final word to all the students out there, again, as I keep reiterating this fact to my students also, a lot of opportunities coming in, unprecedented times, new way of hiring models, which we have to all get equipped to as soon as possible. There'll be a very minimal time for the transition that will be available for the processes. given your best. Make sure that you have adopted new skill sets which are going to be the demand. Expertise yourself in the coding and be ready for every company that walks in. And I'm sure we are going to be arriving success very soon.
Dr. Govind, your final comments, then I go to Dr. Samuel.
My final comments to all students of India: don't get panic. Now the virtual learning will become the new normal, and definitely the companies will be coming. There won't be any death of the campus hiring. Companies will be coming, but the only thing is, this time you won't have the option that what you were having last year. You won't have the option, but definitely companies will be coming. Just enhance your skills. Utilize this opportunity this time and enhance your skill. Definitely you will be getting the job.
Yes, Dr. Samuel, a lot of viewers are watching you to give a final comment to the overall picture of placements for the country.
I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to come on this elite panel once again. And as I already told you in all my discussion we had with the questions being raised, stay positive. There's going to be a lot of opportunities. Though the opportunities may be delayed this year, please don't panic. Stay positive and don't be complacent. So the hard work will get you not only one job. Actually, you will land in multiple jobs. That's what I feel. Some of the process may be delayed, but you'll have to wait and watch this time, and don't make choices. Whatever comes on your way, please take it. And definitely all of us will rock this year. When we meet, I hope Anuj will organize another closing meet sometime next year. At the end of this academic year, we all will meet with great joy and success. And wish you all the best.
Will be physical. That will be physical. So, and Dr. Rana will be definitely hosting us. Dr. Rana, your final comments. We want to hear you for the student community. Aapke kya comments hai, sir?
So on most welcome that I will host this session by Professor Samuel, and on my, as per location is yours, and we will take care, sir. So my comment with respect to Professor Anuj, I am here due to you. I have received
Sir,
many.
this is recorded live, okay?
I know that I am here only for you today, in fact, and thank you very much. I have the very important this engagement, but I have the 2 points, as a Professor Himani said. You said Bhishma Pitamaha. Okay, if we are the Bhishma Pitamaha, we are not said that you are the Arjun or you are some other person. So we all, so Bhishma Pitamaha, if we cover that you are our Bhishma Pitamaha, and that rest is rest. My concern is that about all my esteemed colleagues said, very well said. My message to all my dear students: think about your parents, those who start their life, their career, or the IAS. If any person like the BTech or MBA or MCA or any other degree, there's no category about the IAS with respect to any job. And whenever any student qualify the IAS exam, entire districts and the entire the local person be proud on that kids. Why? No one asked the question that you are MBBS or you are BTech or you are MBA. What are the job of the IAS? Everyone appreciate about all these things. My concern with respect to all the youths, whatever jobs you have in your hand, first take the job. Prove yourself at least 1 or 2 years. No company will hire with you. Like suppose, for example, some BTech mechanical may be hiring. What is the interest of the company hire the BTech mechanical? Yes, there is some scope is there. That's the company is BTech mechanical or BTech civil. Job is not that BTech mechanical only, that we provide you only for the mechanical job. Tata have around 135 companies. But why the Tata become Tata? Tata take around 135 years or 150 years to make a Tata. What about the Reliance? What about the Infosys? They have taken around Reliance 43 years. But what about the Facebook? What about the LinkedIn? What about the Twitters? They're on a 5 years, 1 decade only. So you are engineers. It is up to you where you nurture your talent, where you nurture your capabilities. Whatever job you have found, prove yourself. Prove yourself at least for the 1 year. And after that, when you have sufficient money, decide that company is suitable for you or not. So that is a message to all, and thank you, Dr. Anuj. Thank you, Samuel ji, and thank you, Himani ji, and thank you, Govind ji. All with your permission, I
We are closing, Dr. Ajay, and thank you all. Let me take that opportunity to thank all you on behalf of CII Young Indians, and definitely I again take my statement back as Bishop Pitama to this specific Himani. Thanks for correcting it. It's all about improvising, and you all guys, it's a great hour for me in this evening of COVID, with people whom I inspire and who are my friends for placements. And we hope that the country, we have people from south, north, and the central part of India. Definitely we were focusing more on engineering hiring, but in general, the sentiments of India depend upon the youth of India, and we all as the coaches of this Indian team, we are all there to support and take this as a very positive dialogue which we had. I really appreciate Dr. Samuel taking your time coming up. Dr. Rana, you were on a call and you had some very important issues, but you have given me a WhatsApp. Anuj, I will be there. I know you have to run back. Dr. Govind, we really appreciate the way you have been helping us out. Dr. Himani, you have always been very vocal in raising voices on companies, bringing concerns of students. And together, for me, it is a great opportunity of putting my 15 years with passionate people like you. I really look forward for more, and I wish a very successful placement year for all of you. And we definitely are going to meet again. Thanks for accepting this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anuj.
Thank you, Anuj. Thank you.
Heartbreaking
Thank you
news.
very much. Let's meet in the month of December.
Awesome.
Definitely, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.